Hi there, it's Judy from Created Just For You Designs, and I'm excited to be here today sharing my very first project as a guest designer for Tres Jolie Kit Club. I will be working with the cards, tags, and more kit for the month of August. This is a fabulous kit that includes 16 pattern papers and creative cuts from Uniquely Creative. There's a set of flowers from 49 and Market. We have Junkyard Findings from Prima, and there are two chipboard tags from Tres Jolie. So I'll be creating a set of 4 cards and a box to keep them in. So I've gone ahead and made my 4 card bases here. And then I also pulled out some of the items from the kit that I think I'll be using. So let's get started. All right. So I pulled out these 3 papers that have these pretty borders on them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them and I'm going to do some tearing along the edges here around these border images. I thought maybe that might be kind of cool looking on these cards that I'm creating. So there's one. Here's the second one. Just going right around. I'm just going to go all the way down right now, and I'll do some trimming when I'm going to go this way because I like that torn edge. Go around here. Hope you can see what I'm doing. All around there. And just go that way. And then I like this one here, so I'll tear it from the bottom up. Maybe a little more of the pattern on there. Like that. And there we go. So I think I'll use those on these. I think that might be kind of cool. Figure out some kind of design there. Like that. Yeah. And so they'll all be a little bit different, but coordinating. And that like that. Okay, so we'll figure out what to do from here. Okay. So I took out these 4 pieces that I tore from the edges of the pattern papers, and I cut them down, trimmed them down to 5 1/4 inches, which is just 1/4 inch shorter than what my card base is. And then I took my coffee bean ink and I decided to go ahead and ink the edges. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere these pieces to a piece of pink cardstock, and then I'm going to tear the edges like you see here. So I have a piece ready to go here, so I just took it and tore it along there. I just wanted to give it a little more interest there, so this is what I decided to do. Just like that. So I'll go ahead and finish that on these other 2 pieces, and then what we're going to do is I cut 4 mats, 1 for each card, out of this cream cardstock, which measures 5 1/4 inches tall by 4 inches wide. And then what I'll do is I'll start building my card on top of this, the decorations for the cards on top of this. All right, so I have my mat pieces here that I added my borders to, and then I took the leftover patterned papers that I tore those borders from, and I'm adding that onto the side up underneath the torn edges here. And so I've got one here that's ready to put together. I've got this taped down, and I've got some tape here, and I'm going to go ahead and add this. Try to line it up with the outside edge with that tucked up under the torn edges there. And I've got some double-sided tape on there, and we'll put it down there. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And then I also, ended up having a little gap up on some of these, and so what I did is took another little piece that I thought coordinated pretty well, and got those edges torn, and then I'm adding this up under there like this, and I'm just going to stick that down there, and then I'm just going to trim the edges off here on the back side so that it's even all the way across here. Oops. There we go. Just like that. Okay. And then we've got those. And all we got left to do is just add our embellishments. So I have 2 of the cards totally finished now. So I just want to show you here how I added some of the little die cuts and the cutouts here. This little tag was a cutout. The sentiment tag was from the Creative Cuts. And then there's this one here. Again, I just added some die cuts and cutaways, cut aparts, and the sentiment and a little tag. And so the third one I have here, just about ready to finish. I just need to add the final embellishments, and I've got some picked out here. So I just thought I'd show you how to do that. I'm just going to figure out where I want these flowers and such, and just add them in there, something like that. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to add some glue here. Tuck that up under there. Cut it in half to save, because I'm going to use the other half on the last card. And then we'll glue this one down next. Well, I kind of had that backwards. I want that to go this way. There we go. And then we'll put this one down last. And I think just like that. Okay. There we go. Something like that. So 3 are complete. And here is the 4th one. So I'm just going to show you what I did, because I added this twine to each of these little cards. So what I did is I cut about a 26-inch length of twine, and this is my mat, and I'm just going to take this and wrap it. And what I do usually, let's just take a little piece of Scotch tape here to hold it in place while I work with it. And then I'm just going to wrap it like this. Oops. There we go. And I've got the little tags already attached here, kind of. So I'll arrange those once I get this twisted around to the back side of my card, and I'll stick another little piece of tape there to hold that in place. And there we go. And then I'm just going to arrange this the way I want it, something like that. And I use some foam tape to kind of stick these down because I've got a little bit of dimension there with the twine. So I'm just going to stick that on the back of there, kind of stick it where I want it. And then this looks pretty good like that. So I'm just going to take another little tiny piece of this, stick it on the end here, and if I can get that off of there, and then stick it like that. There we go. And then I've just been taking a little flour just to cover up that little hole and such there, so it's not too messy looking. And just stick a little dab of glue on there and stick that there. And then once we have that, all that's left to do is to add a few more little embellishments, but I'm going to go ahead and attach this to my card base. And I like to use this double-sided tear tape for that. And then adhere it to your base. And here we go. Just like that. Stick it on. Okay. And then I've got a couple of little embellishments here that I already had picked out. So I'm just going to decide where to stick those over that. And then we'll fill in this with this last flower. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have got all our 4 of our cards done. So all that's left to do now is something to put them in. And I thought I was going to do a little folio, but I think I've changed my mind. So I'll be back to get started on that. Okay, so we're making a box to keep our set of cards in, and I've got 2 pieces of cardstock here that I've already cut down to 9.5 by 8 inches, and the second piece is cut down to 7 3/4 by 6 inches. So this larger piece will form the box itself, and then the smaller piece kind of forms the closure flap. So with this larger piece, we're going to do some scoring, and we're going to line the longer side up against the top here, and we are going to score excuse me, at 4 1/4 inches and 5 1/4 inches. And then we're going to turn this, and we're going to the shorter side up against the top. And then we're going to score at 1 inch. And at 7 inches. Okay. So we've got that there. And then what we're going to do with this piece is there's a little square here. Whoops. There's a little square here, and we're going to trim from the outer edge up to the score line. And then we're going to kind of miter the corners there and cut the other side up to the score line and then just kind of miter a little bit. There we go. And then we're going to turn it over here to the other side, turn it around the other side, I should say, and do the same thing on the other side. Just going to cut that up from the edge up to the score line, and then just cut a little slant to kind of give you a miter miter edge, I should say. All right. And we're going to take this piece, the smaller piece, and we're going to line the longer side up against the top, and we're going to score this one at 4 1/4 and 5 1/4 as well. And we're going to go ahead, while we're at it here, and burnish this. I don't know what I did here. It's not lining up very well. There we go. Okay, burnish that down there. And the other one. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same over here. Just burnish those edges. The long ones just start right there. And then the ones on the side. Okay. This side. So now we're going to put the box together. So I've added some double-sided tape on this larger side of this flap piece, and I've added some on these little tabs, and then I've added some on these pieces here, which will fold over and go toward the back and go together this way. So, like I said, I'm using double-sided tape. You can use whatever you prefer for adhesion. I'm going to go ahead and stick this back piece on. And I did cut just a little sliver off the bottom side here and off the sides so that this doesn't interfere with the score lines. You want to make sure it fits in there well, like that. And then we're going to bring these little side pieces, little tabs, up this way. Fit the back. There we go. This way. Gotta line that up evenly. There we are. And then we'll take these pieces off. Here. Fold that over this way, and there we go. Now you've got your box, just like that. Okay, now that we have our box put together, this is what it looks like. I've cut a little piece of one of these patterned papers. this measures 6 inches by 2.5 inches, and I'm just going to add that to the flap. That's what size the flap is. And I'm going to do that again with my double-sided tape. There we go, that's done. I picked out one of these die cuts from the Creative Cuts package, and I'm going to attach that here. So we'll just attach the top part of this, because there we go, and great. There. Just like that. I pulled out 2 of these corners from the junkyard findings that came in the kit. And I'm just going to attach those there on the corners. I thought that would look pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. And then the only other thing I'm going to do is I have some Velcro. So I am going to attach that to the inside of the flap. So this has already got sticky on it, so I'm going to take that, put those 2 pieces together, stick it right up under here, more or less center. Yeah, there we go. And fold this over. There you go. And all right, so I think we're done. We've got our box together here. I've got our 4 cards in there with a set of envelopes. So here's each card. There you go. Got these. Slip them in there. Close the box. And we're all done. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my project. See you next time.